Hey Homebakers, it's Jack here, bakewithjack.co.uk, and if your loaf of bread is stuck in its tin right now, the answer could be as simple as just bake it for longer, because it might not be ready yet. So pop it back into the oven and roll that theme tune. Hello to you and welcome back to the Bake with Jack YouTube channel, where I make videos to help you make bread. And we all want our loaves to come out of the tin nicely, don't we? With ease, because it's the last step of a long process. So when it doesn't happen, it's easy to slip into panic mode and want to do something to get it out right now. I understand that. Firstly, do not panic. And secondly, do not try to prise it out with a knife. It doesn't want to come out right now because part of it is stuck to the tin. If you wrench it out with a knife, it's going to hurt. That stuck part will probably stay stuck and you'll likely tear up the rest of the loaf trying to get it out. Here's some things you can try. Underbaked dough is steamy, doughy, moist. Think about it for a second. Can you expect that soft dough in contact with your side of your tin to slide out effortlessly? No. Trapped inside of your tin, it will cling despite your best efforts. That's friction power. That's suction power. That's science, baby. Return it to the oven, bake it for longer and hold on to the belief that when it's ready, it will release itself, because most of the time they do. Building upon the just bake longer method, sometimes, in fact most of the time, ovens are an inconsistent temperature inside, hotter on the top than the bottom, sometimes massively so. The top of your loaf will be a lovely toasty brown, but the underneath will struggle to keep up. It will be pale and doughy, and again, the excess moisture will hug the inside of your tin, unwilling to move. Return your stuck loaf to the oven shelf upside down for 5, 10, 15 minutes, however long it takes for it to release itself. Exposing the tin base to the hotter heat of the oven like this will toast it off nicely and make it more welcome to the idea of coming out. Wrenching with a knife is not okay. Loosening with a knife is acceptable behaviour that I would in fact encourage. Slide a small knife down any accessible edges and give it a wiggle to unstick any troublesome areas. There are areas here on my loaf where this is not possible because the top has ballooned over the edges slightly. If your loaf has majestically mushroomed, leaving no part accessible to the shimmy of a small blade, this might not be an option for you. Worry not. Have something else for you to try. Tap all sides gently but firmly on the surface of your table, and be careful here. If your loaf is a fruit bread or some other enriched dough, it will be delicate. Combine that with an underbaked base snagged to the bottom of the tin with general doughiness, and the weight of the dough alone might just tear the top half of your loaf off. Short, sharp taps all over might just be enough to coax your loaf from its stainless steel home. I am confident that a combination of these techniques will get your loaf out of its tin, because it's what we've been doing in class for 8 years, actually 7, because last year there was none. To stop it happening in the future though, here are 2 things that you might like to do. Firstly, and probably more obviously, grease your tin before you put the dough in with a layer of oil or butter, nice and thin. I made a video in the past about how I don't often do this and the reasons why, but it's certainly something we consider standard practice in class, because why not? And secondly, baking on a preheated baking stone brings immediate heat to the underside of your bread, baking from beneath, if you like. Don't feel like you need to buy one. I just have one in my oven most of the time anyway, and if you do too, just leave it in there for your tinned loaves as well. If this advice has arrived a little too late to save your stuck loaf this time, I'm sorry. I hope it prevents it from ever happening again. Just try to remember, there's no immediate need to get the loaf out of the tin right away. So get your head out of panic mode. Don't do anything drastic. Don't do anything out of desperation. Put the knife down and walk away, because everything's going to be all right. I hope this video has helped you out. If it has, please click the thumbs up button and it's more likely to help other people too. Subscribe if you want to stick around for next time, and as always, thank you so much for your ever so kind donations. Thanks for buying your bits and bobs on the Bake with Jack online shop, and thank you for simply being here. I look forward to seeing you very soon for another one. Bye-bye. And there it is, a simple one this week that may well be a game changer for those frustrating failures at the final hurdle. I hope you got something out of this week's video. There are brand new things coming to the Bake with Jack shop soon, so keep your eyes peeled at bakewithjack.co.uk/shop. See ya.